Yeah, this is where we got to get a practice match with Guy.
高速で用意して俺はかれこれ1時間待ちぼうけだ。で、君はどうなんだ？もちろん、準備できてるぜ。
I know where this is going. It's a practice match.
戦闘開始。お前などいい。
It's such a shame that they're all lying to him. Guy fucked himself over right there. Give me a sec.
Naruto の力が成長したな。なかなかの戦いだったってばよ。なあ、ガイ先生。ああ、そうだな。素晴らしいバトルだった。いかに力自慢の雲隠れであっても、今の俺たち相手では勝ち目はないだろう。へへ。雲隠れの忍びがいくら襲いかかってこようが返り討ちにしてやるってばよ。
襲いかかるってそんなことが起こるわけないでしょ。何やらすっとんきょうな声がすると思ったら、本当にこの二人はもう。
ちょうどいい時に来たな。こっちも今手合わせが終わったところだ。
そうですか。それはなんというかご苦労様です。
いつ俺のように強力な忍びが挑みかかってくるかわからんからな。注意するに越したことはない。
ガイさんのようにアレな忍びが雲隠れにいるとは思えないけど。
では全員揃ったことだし、
雷の国に向けて出発するとしよう。みんな行くぞ。
これからこのノリが続くのかな。
まずは挨拶からだ、トビ。いや、今はマダラと名乗っているとか。
ここがよくわかったな。
スパイとして各国を渡り歩き、暁の一員であった僕の情報網をなめない方がいい。
サソリのスパイの一員だったな。薬師カブト。お前は暁の裏切り者だ。
そう二代目火影とオロチマル様しか使えなかった禁術。しかし僕で3人目、そして今はその2人をも超えている。でも安心してください。僕はここへ戦いに来たわけではない。
何が目的だ？
君と手を組みたい。
手を組みたいだと？俺がお前と手を組んで何の得がある？
近々戦争を起こすそうだね。その戦力を提供しようってことさ。ここにいるイタチ、サソリ、デイダラ、カクズ、そしてナガト、どれもつわもの揃いだ。それに僕の持っている駒はこれだけじゃない。
見返りは？
内葉サスケ。
何を企んでいる？
別に何も。僕の興味は忍術の純粋な真理。その探求のためにはサスケくんが必要なだけ。生きた若くて繊細な内葉の人間が欲しい。
断ると言ったら？これは？
僕が何の手札もなく君に会いに来るとでも？そう、君は断れない。
貴様、それをどこで手に入れた？
いろいろとね。でも安心していいよ。これは誰にも喋ってない。
お前がここまでの器になるとは思ってもみなかった。今お前と揉めてもこちらの戦力が低下するだけ。この木を狙ってここへ来るとは用意周到なやつめ。
ということは？
いいだろう、手を組んでやる。ただしサスケを渡すのは戦争の後だ。
物分かりのいい方だ。さすが内葉マダラ。器が違う。
生意気なやつだ。お前の持つ戦力を確認してから作戦を練り直す。ついてこい。
以上の任務を暗部と連携を取り速やかにこなせ。はい。
お疲れですね、師匠。
戦争前だからな。やらなければならないことが山ほどある。
はい。
そういえばそろそろだな。
え？
そろそろナルトたちが雷の国に到着する頃だ。
そっか。あいつヤマト隊長に迷惑かけてなければいいけど。
これからの戦争はナルトを守る戦争だ。それをナルトに感づかれないようヤマトたちには徹底管理してもらわなければな。
ですね。ナルト、私も頑張る。だからあんたの方もしっかりね。
ここが目的地か。
大丈夫ですかガイさん。まさか船にこんなに弱いとは思ってなかったですよ。
おのれ、この鋼の男。マイトガイが
連れの方は大丈夫なのか？
はい、大丈夫です。どうかお気になさらないでください。
出発前の威勢はどこへやら。
それで この島での宿場なんですが。
それならばこの先にある。まあ少し進めばわかるだろ
わかりました。それでは我々もそちらに向かいます。
ガイさんは体調が良くなるまで俺が見てるよ。ヤマトたちは先に行っててくれ。
それが良さそうですね。ナルト、僕たちは宿場に向かうよ。
おっす。ガイ先生、さっさと気合で復活するってばよ。
おう。
う。ん？お前たちは？
あ、私は木の葉から来たヤマト。こちらに宿場があると聞いてきたのですが。
ああ、話は聞いている。よく来たな。宿場ならこの先、そう遠くない場所にある。
ありがとうございます。
そっちが例の。
はい、名前は
渦巻きナルトだってばよ。よろしくな。
ふん、元気のいい B さんといいコンビになりそうじゃないか。
誰？ B って。
なんだ？同じ人中力なのに知らないのか？ B さんってのはな、雲隠れの中でも有名な。
B は俺様。誰が呼んだかこの俺を。サインは今度だ。チェケラッチョ。
B さん。
よ。
この人がその B って人？
No。俺の名前はキラー B。キラリと輝くキラー B。Oh yeah。
なんだってばよ。この力入れてダジャレ言う筋肉グロさん。
この方が雲隠れのキラー B さんですか。まさか雲隠れにもいるとはね。ガイさんみたいなあれ系な人。
雲隠れの英雄の中の英雄。8尾の美獣すら完璧にコントロールしたお前と同じ人中力だ。
美獣をコントロール？このおっさんが？
おっさんじゃない。キラー B さんだ。
だったらさ、俺に修行つけてくれよ。
修行だ？
俺ってば9尾の人中力だ。けどまだ9尾をコントロールできてねえ。だから9尾のコントロールの仕方を教えてくれ。
嫌なこった。
ね。
今のお前には無理だぜ。絶対キュービに食われておしまい。絶命。
なんでだよ。んなのやってみなきゃわかんねえだろ。
お前は滝で黙って。瞑想。修行の相手は俺様。メント。
待てこら。
言っちゃいましたね。
あの調子じゃ戻ってこないだろうな。
くそー、なんで無理なんだよ。しかもわけわかんねえこと言いやがって。
いや、そうでもないぞ。 B さんは一応ヒントを言ってくれてる。
どういうことだよ。
B さんは滝で瞑想しろと言っていた。この島には瞑想すると己の闇と向き合うことのできる真実の滝という場所がある。
真実の滝か。
おそらくそれを指しているんだろ
う。行くんだろ。
当然。さっさと瞑想して絶対に修行つけてもらうってばよ。
じゃあ僕も行こう。ここは未知の領域。何が起こるかわからないからね。
どうやら木の葉の人中力もじっとしているのが苦手のようだな。
すみません。 後から来る木の葉の者たちをお願いします。
了解した。そちらも気をつけてな。
おっと。
Yep, my bad. But yeah, we're definitely I think my mic was off at first, but maybe not. But yeah, Nine Tails would be next. Let's see real quick. Let's see. I know for sure that this chapter is very short. This chapter is very short. And what was it saying again? Since my mic was off, what I was gonna also say is that Motoi was supposed to be in this chapter as well. But knowing Storm and how Storm is, not possible. So we didn't get Motoi in this chapter. Motoi being in this chapter would have actually made the chapter more longer, to be honest. But notice how they call the two Jinchuriki and stuff, and that's mainly how Naruto and B get acquainted with each other. But the chapter would have been a different name if Motoi was in here, because Motoi holds a special. He's like a special important character to B's backstory, since he was originally sent on a mission to kill him, I think. This is also, he's also in Connections too. Dark Naruto. He's also in Connections, that's right. Funny shit.
だったら力ずくで追い出してみるか。そんなことできやしねえけどな。上等だ。
Facts though, he is. But the one thing they really forgot out of every content and Connections to add was Naruto Goku costume. The pre-order DLC for Storm 3, which Storm Legacy also forgot to bring back. That's one they forgot to bring back, like, literally. But that's why we have modders, just in case. We have people who can pretty much mod to do these stuff for us.
やるじゃないか。さすがは俺だ。お前は絶対俺じゃねえ。別に否定するのは勝手だ。だがな、俺はお前の気持ちがよーくわかってるぜ。英雄だっけか。この頃の俺の呼び名は里のやつら。
Also, Steph, did Ronald go live yet? Thought you said he was going live in the morning, like this morning. Change of plans or?
俺はそんなこと里の奴らを信じるのはやめとけ。もう分かってんだ。奴らの本質はあいつらだって俺は
Gotcha, alright.
心から信じてるわけじゃねえ。俺はお前は俺はお前だ。お前の心は分かってる。憎しみこそ本当の俺だ。うるせえうるせえ。 認めちまいなよ。お前は俺だ。
ナルト、どうした？何があった？
俺と同じやつが出てきた。そいつは闇の中の俺だった。
闇？
倒してもまた立ち上がってくる。しかも嫌なことばっか言ってくるんだ。
精神的にも追い詰めてくるのか。厄介な相手だな。けどその闇の君をどうにかしなければ。ナルト、
ちょっとあのグラスハウスと話してくれ。
今君が言っても話を聞いてくれるとは限らないよ。
それでもヒントぐらいは教えてくれるかもしれねえ。
しかし
俺ちょっと言ってくるってばよ。
焦ってるな、ナルトのやつ。
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But wouldn't that have been best to tell me on a Discord? Said in a public chat? B's so perfect he needs a crowd when he does his rapping.
んなことしてるつもりだ。つまんねえラップかます暇があるならあのガキを見てやってもよかったんじゃねえのか。俺もキュービは好かねえが、あのガキは見込みあるぜ。俺も昔は無茶苦茶だったが、お前に会ってこうなったんだしよ。俺の話を聞いてんのか。おい、いい。
悪いな、ハッツァ。俺に客人到来。話はここまで。オーライ。
客？
こんなとこにいたのか。探したってばよ。
手羽用のガキか。俺様に何の用だ。
さっき真実の滝ってところでもう一人の俺に会った。でもあいつを倒すことができなくて。
What's good, Tay?
それでおっさんに
Hey, appreciate that, fam.
聞きに来たのか。この俺に。それでも残念。期待に添えない。
It's been a long time coming, but shit, didn't think we'd get this far. Appreciate the love.
俺ってばキュービをコントロールしねえとサスケと戦うことができねえんだ。だから頼むってばよ。
何度も言ってる。それ無理だ。バカ野郎。
この野郎。
じゃあどうやったら教えてくれんだよ。
いい。ヒントくらい教えてやってもいいだろう。あいつの目見てみろ。
A good rap duo since Yayoi also raps. She raps too?
ハッツァンは甘いぜ。しょうがねえダダっ子ちゃんだぜ。大概こんなサービスありえない。大体。
それじゃあ
その拳で俺に勝てたら考える。己を鼓舞し向かってこいよ。この俺に。
おっさんに勝てばそういうことだな。
いえ。
お前の割に普通な条件だな。俺はてっきり歌の勝負でも持ちかけると思ったぜ。
何にせよあいつの力量把握は必要。今後のために器量確認。
よし全力でやってやる。
Let's do it, y'all.
戦闘開始。
俺の勝ちだ。滝の修行のコツを教えてもらうってばよ。どうだ。
やるじゃねえか。
これで教えてくれんだろ。タコ足。
お前が戦ったのは擬態。
So the game has cutscenes like that. So that's how Alice Gear Age's cutscenes are.
お前の中にある憎しみってのは誰にでもある血肉の一部だ。否定をするのは己の気まま。だけどそれはただのわがまま。大切なのは己の。
She had the little golden necklace on her too, man.
人のことを考える前にやるべきことがあるはずだ。いえ。
やるべきこと。
Maybe I could probably emulate it.
結局ヒント与えてるじゃねえか。本当に甘
What's going on, Ars?
ラップ風にシャラップ。別に俺は甘くない。バカ野郎、この野郎。
何照れてんだ。まあ、とはいえ
Alice Gear Aegis, right?
あのガキ次第だな。
確かに俺ってば昔はみんなから冷たい目で見られてた。すげえ苦しかった。すげえ辛かった。それでもようやくみんなから認めてもらえて、里のやつら突然手のひら返したように慣れ慣れしくしやがって。
In conclusion, you can play Alice Gear Aegis CS Concerto Simulatrix on Yuzu, but the quality of your experience will depend on your system's specifications and emulator configuration.
本当にみんなに信じてもらえてるのか。そんなこと考えたこともなかった。あいつらは信用できねえ。どうせいつか俺を裏切りやがる。信用できない。裏切る。
I don't think I had much problems in most of the games I played through Yuzu emulation. People don't really have anything to worry about when playing the game, as long as you know, as long as you have a good PC for it. Of course, the CPU needs to definitely be in tip-top condition. Well, that's understandable stuff. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me.
昔の俺ならその意味がわからなかったけど、今はイルカ先生やさくらちゃん、仲間たちが周りにいてくれる。仲間のみんなは俺のことを
How long is Alice Gear Aegis anyway?
感じることができる。だったら
人のことを考える前にやるべきことがあるはずだ。
Also, I think I'll re-download a Pokken Tournament.
そうだ。今の俺がやるべきことは
ナルト、戻ってきていたのか。ちゃんとヒントは。
Short for every character's story campaign? Oh, so it goes by character stories, huh?
え？キラー B さん。
おっと、ここで騒ぐの堪忍。今は黙って観察。
はあ。
さて、どうだろ
う。よっ、懲りずにまた来たか。何度やっても同じだ。お前に俺は倒せねえ。だな。お前を無理やり倒そうとしてもうまくいかねえことは前のやりとりで分かってる。その通りだ。俺を追い出そうとしても無駄だ。お前のことは俺が一番よく理解している。ならもうお前だって分かってるだろ。さっき決めたことをさ。あ？俺はやっぱり里のみんなを信じようと思う。ふざけるな。お前が何を決めたか知らねえが、お前のことは俺だけが分かってやれる。里の奴らは俺たちをずっと騙してきた奴らだ。勝手な掟を作ってのけ者にしてきた。苦しかったよな。辛かったよな。お前を分かってやれんのは俺だけなんだぞ。里の奴らなんか信じるな。ああ、里の人たちも大事だけど、信じなきゃならないもんが他にある。自分を信じてみようと思うんだ。里のみんなに信頼されてる自分ってのを。 自分を信じることができなければ里のみんなを信じることなんてできねえよな。だから俺がまずすべきことは自分を信じることだった。それがやめろ。自分を信じるだ。ふざけんな。認めねえ。
絶対。
憎しみこそがお前の本質だ。闇こそ俺の真実だ。お前は俺だ。憎しみの俺こそが本物の渦巻きナルトだ。てめえは偽物だ。だったら力ずくで追い出してみるか。そんなことできやしねえけどな。てめえ。
戦闘開始。
出て行け。それはできねえよ。それはお前だ。お前が言ってた。そんなものに信じる価値があるってのか。価値があるってそんなのは関係ねえよ。俺は仲間を信じる。ただそれだけだ。今はお前に負ける気はしねえ。さっきのコメントしろ。自分のやるべきことが分かった。だからお前には負けねえ。もうこれくらいでいいだろ。お前じゃ俺に勝てねえってばよ。どうだ。つったらすっとしたかよ俺。どうしてだ。あんなに苦しまされてきたのに。お前は俺が邪魔なのか。だったら俺は一体何だったんだ。お前がいたから俺は強くなれた。おかげでここまで来られたのかも。なら俺はどうすればいい。なもん簡単だろ。お前は俺になりゃいい。お前も俺なんだから。今までありがとうな。もういいんだ。
ナルト。
ヤマト隊長。それにタコのおっさんもいたのか。
その感じはうまくいったんだね。
喜ぶのはまだ早いぜバカ野郎この野郎と言いたいとこだが、まずはよくやった。よくぞ憎しみ克服。そんなお前とても幸福。これからキュービの力のコントロールをやってみるが、今から俺がお前の師匠。覚悟を決めろでないと師匠。よっしゃ。いいよ。改めて挨拶だ。俺様のグーにグーを重ねろ。ビートかましながら。よ
う、俺はナルトだってばよ。
タグ手羽よ手羽よってよ。うるせえってばよ。
へへへへ。
Now to what we've been waiting for.
まずは場所を変える。滝の裏に移動するぞ。了解。
滝の裏？
その修行僕も付き合っていいですか？
OK。
まあ、滝の裏って。
まずはしっかり行動、そしてびっくり動揺。
ナルト、とりあえず行ってみよう。
The Chamber of Chinchuriki.
滝の裏にこんな遺跡があったとは。それでここではどんな修行？
I remember when Naruto, what you called it? When Naruto and B were in here. Naruto poked his face in one of the holes or whatever. There are like a bunch of traps here, I think, or Naruto put his head in one of it. And Yamato literally thought Naruto was dead or headless. And then B was laughing it off, saying, Bakayato, Konoyato. He was like, Yamato was like, don't you dare Bakayato, Konoyato. I'm like, bro. I think it was more funnier in Japanese. It was way funnier in Japanese, funny enough.
俺はキュービの力をコントロールするためにここへ来た。これは俺にとっても大切なことだ。逃げらんね
え。ナルト。
よし、まずは美獣と対話する。この先にある建物に行くぞ。
おっ。
That shit was hilarious.
この中へ入って座って目を閉じ集中する。そうすれば美獣には。
And then you take the seal off his cage. Take the seal off his cage and boom. To be honest, this wasn't really part of the mission, honestly. This wasn't really part of the mission, obviously. But it did save them a lot of time, at least. Save everybody else a lot of time, because the war was going on right now. The war is going on right now while all this is happening. Strap yourselves in, people. We have a long chapter.
俺の話をよく聞け。説明。ナルト、お前に施されたキュービの封印術は
A tentagram seal.
封印術
Yamato knows.
師匠封印か。立派なもんじゃねえか。俺様の鉄鋼封印より硬いな。
Tentagram seal, yo.
やはり封印を解くんですね。もしコントロールがうまくいかず、キュービが完全復活したらどうするんです？
この場所に閉じ込め封印する。ここはそういう場所でもある。
ここに封印するって。しかし。
そうはならねえよ。俺がやってみせっからよ。
ナルト。よ
し。そろそろ扉を閉める。これからキュービとのやりとりを教えてやる。ナルト。お前に簡単。ルールは簡単。精神の中でキュービと挨拶したら、まず封印を解ける。
Mind you, that Minato used a different style to seal the nine tails in Naruto. He used the 8 trigram seal. My bad, 8 trigram sealing style.
チャクラはチャクラでしか捕まえられねえ。これ常識。キュービから直接キュービのチャクラを奪えばいい。それ勝利。
And I think Minato used a key or something on the scroll.
言っとくが。 チャクラを取ろうとするときは逆に引っ張り取られる危険もあるぜ。こっちが全部抜き取られる。
Oh, this is what you wanted to see, Char. So there you go.
説明はいらねえな。
相変わらず目つき悪いな。
ナルト、貴様。
Ninetales ain't stupid. He already know what's going on.
感じないぞ。
ここにいるだろ。お前の目の前によ。
Ninetales ain't stupid. He's fully aware of what's going on. Swoop! Open the gate. He removed Minato's seals.
どういうつもりだ。
もう分かってるだろ。
そうか。わしの力をコントロールするつもりだな。わしに勝てると思っているのか。
Come to think of it, Minato only sealed half of the Ninetales in Naruto, while the other half was sealed within himself. That's why the Ninetales has a fucking twin. Koi!
Yo, Naruto, 俺様も戦いに参戦。Alright?
Ah, man, this boss battle gets me going, man. And facts, this one next to Naruto versus Sasuke's fight. Pretty much all the boss battles get me going. Legend. You know I'm going hard all the way. I love the smoke. I mean, yeah, if you do hero, you get B's support to help you, but, you know, I'm going hard all the way. Down the path to training, you dare to walk alone, but the extent of your power is still unknown. No doubt you can work it out, so I'll just let it stand. I'll give you advice instead of a hand, yeah. Here's the thing when playing as Sage Mode Naruto. When you're playing as Sage Mode Naruto without the outfit, it feels like you're playing as base Naruto. That's what it feels like. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, we did. No more choosing between. So then they chose the hero path then. The connection chose the hero path then. Wow. Forgot to put my items on, but nah, I don't need them. Ah, my favorite part in the fight. Let's get that shadow clone thrown up there. I could definitely say it's better than dealing with the Ninetales battle 12 years ago when you played as the third. The Ninetales was really annoying in that fight. Alright, let's do it! Windstar sends Shuriken. Ah, yes! Futon Rasen Shuriken! That was my favorite part of the fight. When Naruto just throws down the Rasen Shuriken on his ass. Yep, then Ninetales' darkness is taking right over. His hatred straight up taking over Naruto, bro. That's where Kushina would pop in too.
お前はわしの憎しみの小さな一部に過ぎ。
俺はやっぱり。
Orange Spark. That's what the episode is literally titled. The Orange Spark. Kushina Seal. I mean, we are talking about the previous Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox. The red-haired habanero. You stay right there. Remember when they showed Kushina in the trailer too?
Naruto. なんだどうしてこんなとこに人がそれになんで俺の名前を知ってるそっかそうよねじゃあ私が誰か当ててみてナルトまさかもう分かった
Ninetales is true formed.
キュービの正体だななんというあんな笑い女に化けて俺を騙すつもりだったなキュービの違ってまで
Wasn't there an original voice actor, or English dub voice actor, Laura Bailey? And that was the voice of Maka and a bunch of other characters. Also Komachi from Naruto Clash Ninja Revolution 2. Oh yeah, Chun-Li's. I can already hear it now. Hoyose! Or Spitting Bird Kick. Compare this to when Naruto met Minato for the first time, bro. For Minato, it was different, bro, because Naruto, instead of starting off with a hug, Naruto started off with a punch.
ちゃん。なんでもないってばよ。
ナルト、お父さん、港にはもう会った？
父ちゃん？父ちゃんなら前に出てきてキュービの暴走を抑えてくれたってばよ。あん時もすげえびっくりしたっけ。
そう。
そういや母ちゃんはなんで？
港はあなたがキュービの力をコントロールする時のために私のチャクラを封印の式へ組み込ませていたの。ナルトの力になれるようにって。
そうだったのか。
Kinda. I mean, halfway, kinda.
私の顔に何かついてる？
But then,
そういうんじゃなくて、
Minato had reasons for why he did that, though.
あら、そりゃどうも。髪は父親にだけど、顔は私に似ちゃってごめんなさいね、ナルト。
なんで？美人の母ちゃんになら俺ってば美男子ってことだろ。それに母ちゃんの髪だって綺麗な赤でストレートだし、そっちも似たかったってばよ。
Oh, we don't deserve the pun. Oh yeah.
私の赤い髪を褒めてくれた男はこれで2人目ね。
そうなの？じゃあ1人目は？
もちろんあなたのお父さんよ。
はあ、そういうこと。
何が？
あのさ、これ絶対に母ちゃんに会ったら聞こうと思ってたんだけどさ、父ちゃんとの馴れ初めっていうやつは何だったの？
なんか恥ずかしいってばね。
あ、手羽ねって言った。興奮してる。
こういう時は動揺って言うんだってばね。
また言った。
私と湊が初めて出会ったのはまだ2人が幼かった時。私は田里から引っ越してきた身でね、アカデミーに転入してきたのよ。その時に私と湊は
Come to think of it, they both had the same dream as well, to be Hokage.
私から見た湊の第一印象は女男みたいで頼りなさそうでね。里のみんなに認められる火影になりたいって夢を語ってたけど、私には冗談に聞こえたっけ。
なんで？父ちゃんってばすっげえ強そうなのに。
そうね。けど私はまだ若くて何も分かってなくて湊を見くびってた。ある事件が起こるまではね。
ある事件？
私は自分の赤い髪が大嫌いだった。けどその事件以来、私はこの髪が好きになったの。
何があったんだってばよ。
私には少し特別なチャクラがあってね。それを狙って雲隠れの里が私をさらったことがあったの。
母ちゃんがさらわれた？
Yet Storm 3 isn't played online these days. That's only because of the fact that when people play the old Storm games nowadays, they already know it's not played online nowadays, and some people don't even care about online. But it's not like, but when people hop on the old classic Storm games, they only hop on it for the story. Nobody even cares about the online nowadays for the previous Storm games. The only games that get that type of love nowadays is Connections and Storm 4. Reason why I say people still play Storm 4 is because it was before Connections fumbled up with everything in the gameplay and shit and turned into a fucking Tekken copy. And I say Tekken because you can pick your opponents off the ground and shit even when they hit the ground.
湊が唯一駆けつけて私を助けてくれたの。ただ一人私の赤い髪に気づいてくれた。綺麗な髪だからすぐに気づいたって言ってくれた。その時の湊はとても立派な忍者に見えた。夢を叶える人だと思わせてくれた。私を変えてくれる人だと思った。この大嫌いだったただの赤い髪は私の中で運命の人を連れてきてくれた。運命の赤い糸になってくれた。
Oh, now those were the worst. Oh my god, those were the worst. Our first online match, bro, against that one player, bro, was literally proof of that moment.
湊を大好きになった。私の髪を褒めてくれた男にだけ私から送る大切な言葉があるの。受け取ってくれる？え？ナルト、あなたを愛してる。
Those are the words he finally got to hear, especially from his own parents that he never even got to meet. That's crazy, bro. And that's what turns hatred into love, people. Love with positive energy and no negative vibes. All right. And now we got Kushin as support. Now we gotta pull some chakra back since the Ninetales took half of Naruto's. Jump! Jump! Get some chakra. There you go. Yep. There we go. Keep it up. And now for another quick time event. Kagibushin. Sage Art, Massive Rasengan, Mega Barrage. There you go. Sit your ass down. We're not done yet. Nope. Sit your ass down. Let's grab more chakra. Woo! Keep it up. Again. There we go. Kushina, thank you. Rasengan! Not done yet. Pull it. There you go. Secret factor's gonna be checked now. Remember, there's Naruto is one of the greatest animes out there, bro. Far better than Dragon Ball. Fight me on that. Ike! And this is how we get chakra mode. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, there we go. Mission accomplished. Nine Tails chakra mode. Master. Sweet ass form, bro. Guess that's how we capture a fox.
おめえを悪いようにはしねえから少しの間待っててくれ。
Oh, that's right. The chapter's not over yet either. You have to go back in time now.
これで湊のところへやっと行ける。でも行く前に
The incident 12 years ago.
ておかなきゃならないことがあるの。ナルト、あなたが生まれた16年前の事件、その真相を言っておくわ。
16年前の真相。
私はあなたの前任の人中力。まずはそこから。
And then the Jinchuriki before Kushina was And then the Jinchuriki before Kushina was what you call it? Mito Uzumaki, if I remember correctly. And I think Mito was hold on. I think Mito was supposed to be Hashirama's wife. But she definitely did resemble Kushina a lot because of her red Uzumaki hair.
キュービの器に決まったってのか。
そうよ。
だとそれ。なんだよそれは。それじゃまるで物扱いじゃねえか。
Super high Trans Am is another way to describe it. Especially when you're drifting in red, all red energy.
人中力のプレッシャー、孤独感、いろんな意志が降りかかって潰されそうになった。でもね、そんな時に私の前任の人中力だった渦巻水戸様が教えてくれたの。私たちはキュービの器としてここへ来た。でもまず
You gotta play as pregnant Kushi in the next two.
愛を見つけて入れなさいって。
Although we gotta walk.
たとえキュービの人中力として生きていくことになっても幸せでいられるって。
Yeah, shit.
なら、母ちゃんは人中力だったけど、幸せだった。
ナルト、あなたが泣くことないじゃない。
あれ？
何
？16年前にこの葉を襲ったキュービの事件、あれは暁の命をしている男の仕業だって言ってた。それなのになんで母ちゃんがキュービを持ってたんだ？
父さんから詳しくは聞かされてないよね。そっか、湊は時間が足りなかったのね。確かにそう。16年前に里を襲ったキュービはその面の男が操ったのは事実。でもその寸前までは私がキュービを封印して持っていた。
じゃあなんで？
その面の男、そいつはなぜだかはわからないけど知ってたの。
何を？
人中力の美獣の封印が弱まる唯一の機会を知っていた。そこを狙われてキュービを奪われた。
封印が弱まる唯一の機会？なんだってばよそれ。
出産よ。人中力の女性が妊娠をし、出産を迎えるまでの約10ヶ月の間、封印に使っているエネルギーがお腹の子供へと移行していくために、美獣の封印がそれに比例して弱まっていく傾向にあるの。16年前の10月10日、私は三代目様の命のもと、里から離れた結界の中で出産をすること。
Oh no, I'm still gonna keep going. The chapter I'm gonna keep going until the chapter stops.
封印が解けてキュービが出てきてしまった場合のことを考えての処置。湊も出産には立ち会ってくれることになって。
That's how I always do with Storm, baby.
出産に関しては極秘事項だったけどね。
なら俺は先に行くけど問題ないよね。もし陣痛が来たらすぐに周りの人を頼るんだよ。俺もすぐに駆けつけるから。
もう分かってるって。
それと木の葉の門に迎えの忍びがいるからちゃんと連れてきてもらうようにね。あとは
湊、私のこと子供扱いしてる？
いや、そんなことはないよ。ないけど。
ほんと、いつまで経ってもその性格は治らないわね。心配無用、私は大丈夫だからさっさと先に行って用意しておいて。
クシナ。
Wipe my shiny metal ass. I don't know why that popped in.
これから親になるんだから、おたおたしてたらナルトに笑われるわよ。
Oh, I didn't even know the without the tuning jacket.
でしょ。
分かったよ。それじゃあ先に行ってるから後で結界の中で会おう。
I'm not gonna lie though, he kind of looked better with the tuning outfit on with it.
ま、慌てる気持ちはなんとなくわかるけど。でも、もう少しで。
But come to think of it, he wore that same blue with his Hokage outfit. Both outfits, he literally wore over it. Imagine you could low-key, let me not. That's right, there's supposed to be a girl here that you meet. And that young girl later on grows up. So it's kind of like a mission you have to do where you talk to her with Kushina and she gives you like a cone. Kushina gives her a cone and Naruto goes back. I think she moves to the sand and then you got to go back there with Naruto and then you'll like see her again.
こんにちは。え？
That's right. She had to give birth outside the village because she's a Jinjuriki. So I want to ask this real quick. Choose one anime pro tag that definitely needs a haircut. Obviously, a haircut would be stupid for a pro tag because that hair is literally what makes the pro tag cool as well. But name one character that has hair to the point where they need a haircut. Name the most serious where characters literally need a crazy haircut. That's all I'm gonna say. There's the girl with the mission, the one that moves to the sand later on, years later on. But, you know, I'm not going to bother talking to her because I'm not really going to go back and do the mission. Ultimate contest? I guess Storm did take some elements from Ultimate Ninja as well. Well, aside from Clash, but damn. Shit. Speed up. We're ready.
クシナさん、あ、迎えの方ですか？はい、もう準備はよろしいのですか？はい、大丈夫です。わかりました。こちらの準備は整っています。行きましょう。いよいよね。緊張してきた。
Oh wait, you're talking about Gallery from Slayers, right? Gallery. I think that was his name, Gallery. I have not watched Slayers in a while. Although Kurumi used to bring up Slayers a lot. And I kind of always got reminded of one of my favorite waifus. Putting Lena to the side. Amelia. And I remember that she had a thing for Zell Goddess. I wonder if there's Slayer games. I need to check that. Any games for Slayers? Oh yeah, that's right. That's still a popular meme too. Funny enough. Slayers came a long way over the years, over the classic years, that is. First time I ever watched Slayers was on the Funimation channel a while back. An RPG? And this is what I'm saying, Slayers needs more games. I get that some animes out there don't really get, like, you know, enough recognition to the point where they get a lot of games and stuff. Like, the most closest anime out there, and I'm not even surprised by it, was Saint Seiya that got a lot of games. Only a few though, like Sanctuary Battle, and then like one of the old strategy games and stuff, which I have not played yet. Strategy games I have not played for SS, but
まだキュービの封印が。さっさと人中力から離れろ。ガキがどうなってもいいのか。待て。
Azteca 7.
それはお前だ。俺は最高に冷静だ。
There used to be a channel similar to that called Sompressa, and that channel, a channel similar to that actually aired Sonic Underground. Because the thing is that we didn't have Sonic Underground in our we didn't have Sonic Underground in our state. Not until they well, it was something similar to that channel. Because the channel that I saw it on was on Sorpresa, but like we had to buy that channel. I wasn't able to buy the channel, but I remember that it aired Sonic Underground, although in Spanish though. Not until they brought Sonic Underground to Disney XD later on, which they were late to bring Sonic Underground to, because what I do remember is that I think I mentioned the story before. I'm not really sure for those in here, but this was back when Blockbuster was a thing. You guys know Blockbuster, the place where you can pretty much, like, unless you guys didn't have it in your states or anything, but literally the place where you could straight up rent DVDs and stuff. And we didn't have Blu-ray back then, so obviously it was just DVDs and stuff. So this is where you could like rent DVDs and stuff, and then you got to bring them back on the deadline of the day and stuff. And oh yeah, that was one of the comparisons for Full Burst. That was literally one of the comparisons for Full Burst that they changed up. What was it saying? But of course they dropped Blockbuster like a couple years later on, especially since we have live streaming services years later. And, websites where we can actually buy DVDs online and stuff, to the point where Blockbuster was not needed. Games, too? I think I might have probably seen a bunch of rented games. But I guess the Blockbuster location in my area was probably just DVDs only. But at Blockbuster, I remember getting a copy of Sonic Underground. And it was the very first volume with the first 5 episodes. And the thing is that, funny enough, hear me out. What if I told y'all, and this is understandable, but what if I told y'all that when I rented Sonic Underground, and I did not want to give it back because I was a huge Sonic fan back then. I did not want to give back Sonic Underground, bro, because I love Sonic so much, bro, that any collectible that I got for Sonic, bro, I'd keep it. Even back then as a kid, bro, I always tried to steal anything Sonic-wise as a kid and just like take it, until my mom literally like gave me an ass whipping because of it, and literally just slapped my hand and slapped the stuff out of my hand. But I got to keep that Sonic Underground DVD, and I still have it because of the fact that luckily Blockbusters was closing down. Had a couple of days before they closed down, so it was all like, you know what, we're closing, so you can keep it. I was mad excited that day. And since that day, I still have my box set of Sonic Underground, like, literally on my entertainment set. I don't know where it's at, though, but it's definitely in there. Orthokage putting on his drip. Yondaime. We already had the boss battle with Minato and Obito, so I don't think we'll be having it again. Just a regular fight. DBZ games? Do you remember if it was a GameCube game? Well, then again, if Blockbusters was around by that time, GameCube would have been like the main thing around the time. And probably PS2 games back in the day as well. Kept the VHS tapes of Toy Story 2. Family didn't bring it back since the Blockbuster was closing. VHS, you know what that reminds me of? I think I threw this one VHS away because we had no use for it. Especially since, like, we have so many live streaming services and plus, you know, sites where we can just watch your shit for free. I remember I had this VHS set that my after school teacher gave me. And it was the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I shid you not. Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1 games. Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors. Which versions of them? I'm guessing, what are these, like the versions back then? Like the Wii version and PS2 version? And like, I'm metaphorically speaking for Sonic Unleashed, mind you. Because Unleashed had a shittier version back then. Before they upgraded the version, which made it better later on. Play the Wii version, man. The Wii version was like, it was straight garbage, man. But I guess those were the versions we all, you know, those were the versions that we were all stuck with before they upgraded the game. So I mean, yeah, you know, the one with the pingus. The infamous meme. Back when Eggman had his old henchman. What was it? Scratch and Grounder? He had a monkey henchman too. I forgot the name of the henchman for the monkey. Eggman had a Robotnik had a robot monkey. I forgot the monkey's name though. Coconuts? Yo, that dude was annoying. That dude was really annoying. Meanwhile, the series I would watch after the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog would be Sonic Saturn. Or as they call it, or as they would regularly call it, Sonic the Hedgehog, the 1993 adaptation. Well, 1993 to 1994, since, you know, that's how long the series went on for. You know, when the cast had, like, you know, when the Sonic cast, like, expanded and stuff, and it wasn't just Sonic and Tails and shit. And we had, like, not just Sonic and Tails, but we had Sonic, Tails, Sally, we had Bunny, we had Antoine, and we had, and the rest. Although my most saddest thing, the saddest thing I always, like, that kind of made me sad in Sonic was how they did Uncle Chuck dirty. Was literally how they did Sonic's Uncle Chuck dirty. Because I remember in Sonic Underground, they robotized Uncle Chuck. They robotized Chuck and literally, like, turned him into like a half robot and half human. And it's like Uncle Chuck was done so dirty, man. And they even did him dirty in Sonic Saturn, bro. Because that's the closest. Because Uncle Chuck is the closest thing to a father figure for Sonic. Scrooge? Oh yeah, Scrooge. I used to own some of the Sonic comics, and he was in the Sonic comics as well as being in Hold on. Yeah, he was only in the comics. Scrooge was like a bad boy version of Sonic when you think about it, bro. I mean, technically he is a counterpart to Sonic, so that part makes sense. He's like a Mobius counterpart. That's why he's literally the bad boy version of Sonic, because he's a counterpart, a Mobius counterpart to Sonic. That's why he looks like him. He got the shades and shit, bro. He got the little leather jacket, black leather jacket, bro, and he got the little scars on his chest. And no lie though, Scrooge had drip. I'm sorry to say, he had drip. And that's why I honestly think that instead of just keeping Scrooge as a character in Sonic comics, you should have put him in like future Sonic games, bro. I'm telling you, he would make a good antagonist. But no, you know, Sega wants to go with shit like Sonic Frontiers and freaking what else were Sonic games were there? Would y'all put Sonic 3D Blast on the side too? I don't really know. Seb didn't want to talk about Sonic 3D Blast, and that makes perfect sense. Nah, you know what we needed? Hyper Sonic. The other version of Sonic, the evil supersonic version. Evil supersonic. That's who we need. That's who we need as a antagonist. Scratch was based on the chicken enemies from Wing Fortress. You talking about that stage in Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2? From Aquatic Ruins. Based on the monkeys from Emerald Hill. I haven't heard Sonic Spinball in a while. It's funny because I got introduced to Sonic Spinball in the Sonic DX minigames. Sonic Frontier? Sonic Boom I don't think I ever had. I heard Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was a horrible game. That's why I never touched it. Probably a horrible entry to the Wii U. And I heard Lost Worlds was garbage too. I played Lost Worlds, bro, and like I kept falling off the stage so many times that they even asked me, "Oh, do you want to skip past half the stage?" What type of question is that? Is that how you really play a Sonic game? Like if Sega really knew that the game was gonna bust, and they would literally have to like, you know, and like they knew it was gonna bust because of the fact that the stages were slippery and unbalanced. Sonic was unbalanced and stuff, and he always came close to falling off the stage, bro. I don't see how anyone was able to deal with Lost Worlds. And then Frontiers, I don't know what to say about Frontiers. I dropped that game halfway, bro. I dropped Frontiers halfway, bro, because honestly, at this point, bro, I didn't have time to go looking around for items and stuff, bro, just to progress to the next level, bro. It's a decent game, bro, but honestly, I kind of want to go back to the regular gameplay, bro. I think it was just so much better. And that's where Sonic Shadow Generations popped in. Ken Penders. He's the one who owns the rights to most of the Archie OCs. And those comics were good. I only had 3 of the Sonic comics though, but one of them was the Sonic X comics. Yes, bro. The speed was so slow in Sonic Frontiers, bro, that I wanted to just like drop the game, bro, and just like not say anything and just go straight back to like Sonic Adventure 2. I get that Sonic's speed is like lowered in every game, but Frontiers, he was so slow. Like, I feel like they made his speed even more slower than before, because if his gameplay was real and we used Sonic at real speed, bro, we wouldn't be able to, like, you know, our human eyes wouldn't be able to keep up with Sonic's speed. I don't know why, but the Sonic Boom series, though, if we're going to talk about Sonic Boom, I probably wasn't digging that either much. A little bit I was digging it, only because of the infamous Knuckles meme. And, you know, the meme I'm talking about is, approved! Approved! Go away and never return. I don't know. It's now illegal to... Let me stop. Sonic Prime yet? Bro, I have not touched... Bro, I have never seen Prime. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never seen Prime. Not even once. I've never, ever seen Prime. I heard good things about it, and I heard they made Rouge really, really good. Oh yeah, true, he does, because he used to always like bring up the Knuckles meme in like a lot of comment sections for the community post, and I would just go along with it. We used to always rate the SK girls and then just pop out Knuckles on it. Moment we see Kagura, most of the guys will be like, I don't know. And you can guess why they'd be like, I don't know for Kagura. Kid form Kagura. Sonic movie franchise? I wouldn't be able to give you my complete thoughts only because of the fact that I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never seen any of the Sonic movies. I've never seen any of the Sonic movies, but I heard they were good. Sonic Prime? I have not seen Sonic Prime yet either. I think truth be told, the reason why I haven't seen much of Sonic these days is because I probably fell out of Sonic these days. That's why I haven't been popping in streams for Sonic or anything. Maybe it's just that I fell out of the game since Frontiers was a, you know, dead giveaway. Even Forces wasn't that good. I feel like nowadays the Sonic games are kind of bland. Super Mario games though? Eh. Oh yeah, the OVAs were the OVA is good, and clearly I know what OVA you're referring to. It's the OVA everyone's familiar with for many years. It had killer soundtracks, it had killer animation, and it had killer infamous quotes. Especially Sonic telling Tails to shut up. Or what about the infamous, you might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? And you know, and you know something that was very special about that movie? Knuckles, rocking the hat, Knuckles rocking the fit with the hat, bro. I think that was my favorite part of the movie. Knuckles just straight up wearing a hat in the movie. And I don't know why, but in that animation, Knuckles looked pretty awesome. Knuckles look really awesome. Oh god, though. Damn, bro. That trip only lasted only a couple minutes, bro. And what about the mayor's daughter, bro? We actually got somebody who actually rivals Elise? Who y'all think is better, though? Sarah was low-key acting like a furry, too. But then again, she technically is part human and part, you know. Because, you know, the father is such and such a... Was she actually a furry or just cosplaying, bro? I'm like, what? Like the mayor is like obviously a furry, but is she actually part furry or like what? I'm like, how does that work though? But then again, it's Sonic. Well, yes, I'm taking Sarah over Elise. Sarah had this charm that Elise doesn't technically have. And let me just say that a human character kissing a furry, and yes, I'm referring to the last story in Sonic 06. A human character kissing a furry. I remember seeing that in Sonic Shorts. I remember one of the Sonic Shorts volumes I saw that. And Elise literally kissed Sonic and she got rabies from it. If anybody remembers the Sonic Shorts volumes, of course. But okay, don't get me started on Chris. Let me talk about Chris. So, how do I say this? I think Chris got a lot of hate in Sonic X. He got a lot of hate. Especially after what he tried to do. When Sonic and the others were going to go back home, they finally found a way back home. Chris, being the selfish bastard he was, turned off the machine that could literally return Sonic. To his world. Everybody returned, but Chris, being selfish, did not want that. And I can understand, bro, that your life was different when you met Sonic and them. But like, you gotta suck it up and face reality that Sonic and them would have to leave sooner or later. So he turns off the machine, he runs off with Sonic and is on the road with him. And Sonic didn't even care. You know why? Because Sonic was saved by Chris when Sonic was about to drown, like literally in the first episode. He was all like, you know what? I don't really care, Chris. I mean, you saved my life. So, you know, if you want me to stay, I'll stay. I'm like, Sonic, this kid is stopping you from going back to your own home and all you could say is, I don't care. Then again, Sonic kind of enjoyed it in Station Square. Sonic not being vaccinated. Hey, Elise had it coming though. I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of hated Elise. But I can't really say who I hated more, Chris or Elise. Every time that woman cries, bro, she literally awakens the flames of Iblis. I don't know what to say about that. I would take Chris over Elise because, you know, at least at least would not stop crying and shut up. Like,
飲みすぎては体に触るから。
that's true. Sonic did. And you know what? You know what? Before we even get to the past, remember in Lost Worlds, right? Remember? Okay, before I mention battle, remember how in Lost Worlds, how, you know something? Lost Worlds was like one of the first Sonic games where Tails and Eggman were actually agreeing over something and actually becoming cool with each other. But you know one thing they agreed over? Sonic being the cause of all the evil things happening in Lost Worlds.
母さんのような女を見つけなさい。それと、参勤といえば、もう一つ。
You find Chris to be an annoying character in Sonic X? That is true. Chris is very annoying. And I guess when I first watched that episode where he turned off the machine that could return Sonic and them to their world, I was kind of sad though, because Chris, everything was like a regular life for Chris. Was like a regular life for Chris until Sonic and them came along, and he had a lot of fun. But then pretty much after all that, Sonic just goes back and everything's just gonna return back to normal. Chris runs off with Sonic and it's like, and they're even on the news and stuff. They're on the news and everything, and they're looking for him and stuff. And as soon as they all find him, he returns Sonic back to his world. But here's the shitty thing though. Remember Metarex Saga? Chris grows up years later in the future, while Sonic and them are dealing with the Metarex. And mind y'all, Metarex Saga is practically the only Sonic arc that has never been covered in Sonic Adventure 3, which is a game we still have not gotten. Sonic Adventure 3, the game people have been asking for years, and still has not been a thing, because games like Frontiers, Forces, and a bunch of others that came along stood in the way of that. Like, seeing Dark Sonic in Sonic Adventure 3 would have also snapped as well. Would have also slapped as well too. I would have loved to see Sonic snap with that dark form in Adventure 3. Eggman was all like, I didn't expect to see you like this, Sonic. I don't want to see you like this again, alright, young man? Eggman really played, let me be honest with you, Eggman really played a good part when Sonic went crazy, bro. He literally stopped Sonic from going berserk, bro. Let me be honest with you, bro. Sonic would have ended the Metarex Saga in seconds, bro, if Eggman hadn't intervened, bro. Sonic would have ended the whole Metarex Saga in seconds right there if Eggman had not intervened. I also love the fact that Dark Sonic popped up in that Chikara X, I think that was the name, Chakra X. I love the fact that Chakra X, the creator of Sonic Nozzle Unleashed, puts Dark Sonic right in that movie. I think that was my favorite part of the movie, where Dark Sonic popped up for at least a couple seconds in the movie, and Sonic just literally like catches Nozzle's punch, and Sonic just punches Nozzle back. People forget how much of a cool ass form Dark Sonic is. Because nowadays when we hear about Sonic, people just talk about Hypersonic or Shattuck. Shattuck is another good is a good form too, or a fused form between Sonic and Shadow. But how do I feel about Maria? I don't really think I have much problems with Maria. I mean, we're forgetting that Maria is the woman that kept Shadow in check, for one thing. Maria is pretty much the reason why Shadow fights, but she's also the reason Shadow can pretty much Shadow, she's also the reason Shadow gave everyone a chance on Earth to be happy. Otherwise, Shadow wouldn't have did what he did during the Project Shadow arc when he dealt with the Bio Lizard together with Sonic.
ただ一人だけうまくいかねえやつがいいんだけどよ。
Fleetway Supersonic was crazy godlike.
まあ母ちゃんの予想通りだ。もちろん落ち込んではねえってばよ。
Crazy freaking godlike. I'm gonna keep saying this again. The Sonic power level scale is crazy. And yes, when I say crazy, I say Dragon Ball crazy. Like past Dragon Ball crazy.
確かに母ちゃんの言う通りの人だった。けど俺の忍びとしての生き方も教えてくれた。偉大な忍びだってばよ。俺は
この渦巻きおかげになる。
そんで先代のどのほかげをも超えてやること。そんで父ちゃんよりかっけえ男になる。そんで母ちゃんより強え忍びになる。
And that's the end. There we go.
何があった？うまくいったの？
とにかくいろいろあって。
Dude, we talk so much about Sonic, bro, that it helped pass the time.
そうか、そういうことか。了解。お前の顔、今、了解。
一体何があったの？
それは次の機会に説明するってよ。Alright?
え？
父ちゃん。
Yes, it was wasted potential.
俺を産んでくれて。
All for the sake of plot. All for the sake of plot. Oh, shit. He also has a good killer theme in Forces as well. I never finished Forces all the way, but he definitely had a good killer theme in Forces. I think you fight him as a boss for the first time in Luminous Forest, I think. So obviously we won't see Sasuke for the whole war. Well, for this story, because, you know, at least like the rest of Storm 3's story is pretty much, you know, fake because the anime was still going on by the time, so. But Sasuke, we obviously won't see him in the war at all. Since Sasuke's eyes and well, since Itachi's eyes being in Sasuke isn't really fully complete. Well, at the time when Forces dropped, I was still a bit hyped for Sonic, a bit. But I was also, you know, I also did fall out of Sonic a bit though too. But at the end of the day, I still didn't finish Forces. Maybe this year I'll do it. I don't really know. Sonic Heroes I'm still doing because I still love Sonic Heroes. What creature am I? A hedgehog, of course, but I forgot how my character looked though. Hidden Truth Final boss against Sasuke. Ninja War is beginning. Oh, yeah, that's right. We gotta deal with Kisame too. He's gonna die in this scene. It's funny because Naruto controlling the Nine Tails was not part of this mission. Didn't have the right parts? Oh yeah, that's right. The game did need some certain accessories and stuff. I remember when making characters in Sonic Forces, they give you like a Mega Man type weapon. Although it was more of a grapple, I think, too. A grapple to jump on things. And then Conan versus Obito is also next after God versus Kisame. Ah, I forgot that one too. Where they're gonna kill off Conan as well.
必要な時にキュービのチャクラを呼び出して俺の力にする。こんな感じでな。
これが
キュービのおかげで急激パワーアップ。いや。
何
Guess we'll also be finishing up Like a Dragon tonight. I gotta restock though since I am close to being out of money. Sadly.
感じるんだな、別の存在。それに気づかぬ俺は存在。
チャクラじゃない。なんかこう、もやもやした悪意みたいのを感じる。
True. I wouldn't even care if they did an original part of the story for Sasuke, especially since the anime was still going on by the time. As long as they at least gave Sasuke some love.
悪の感情を感じ取るようですね。
お前は暁のサメ野郎。
なぜだ。あの時お前は確実に俺が倒したはずだ。
あなたと戦っている最中、隙を見て偽物と入れ替わっただけの話ですよ。本物の私はサメ肌として常にあなたと共にあった。
何？
霧隠れの術。カチビ。
Most likely.
忍び連合の情報を随分と集めることができました。感謝しますよ。
あいつ情報を持って逃げるつもりか。
逃がさないよ。
真実の滝だと？ナルトはそんな危険な場所に向かったってのか？青春の中でもがく若者を追って
Well, these guys back in action.
俺を走るぞ。
この人ちょっとあれなんで、すみません。
いえ。
行くぞ、青葉。
ああ、やっぱり俺も行くんですね。
I think I'll save right here. I'll continue later tonight. Plus, I'll be finishing up Like a Dragon tonight. Alright, I'll be back tonight. I'll see y'all.